If you're looking to get out of Western Mass but you don't have the time, you can broaden your horizons by attending the Brick Mortar International Video Art Festival in Greenfield. And here to tell us more, Denise Marconish and Bradley McCollum. Thank you two for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. It's really exciting. This is the 4th year, and this year we've been able to bring Denise in, who's a curator at Mass MoCA, and has just curated this extraordinary show called O Canada. And this is a kind of offshoot of that. And
it's not a film festival. It's not one of those things that's screening feature films in movie theaters with popcorn. It's different. Kind of illuminate that difference for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's really the difference between film and video art. So film festivals, like you said, they tend to be in traditional theaters. You sit down and you watch one film to the next. Here, it's video art, which is more like an art exhibition. It's like what you would find in museums. But for Brick and Mortar, it's really unique in that it exists in all different buildings throughout Greenfield. Businesses, abandoned buildings, some buildings that people have never been inside of.
I'm sorry.
Well, I think if you think of video art as a kind of moving painting, you don't have to be there at the beginning or the end, but you can really navigate through these various buildings, stay for a minute or 5 or as long as you're captivated, and then begin to think about the significance of the ideas that are brought together.
And I think it's important too that we don't just look at the art, and we're looking at some right now, but that we look at the buildings too, because it's kind of also a movement to revitalize Greenfield a little bit and illuminate some of the buildings that maybe people hadn't thought of in the past.
Exactly. I think the idea, I am a building owner in Greenfield, and the very inception of this this project came from having a friend who was a curator come and take a look at the space and think, you know, Brad, your building would be great for a video art festival, but that idea expanded to the whole city. So in the 4 years that we have been doing this festival, we've seen a transformation of the city. The majority of the buildings that were raw, empty spaces and had never really been entered into for 20, 30 years are now functioning, vibrant spaces that have a coffee shop or a bookstore, a restaurant. And we've really seen the turnaround of Greenfield through the course of this video festival.
Another thing I think it's important to touch on is sometimes, you know, these film festivals and the video art festivals, they get a bad rap as something that's only really classy and sophisticated, but it's something that you can bring the whole family to. Is that right?
Yeah, there's something for everyone here. You know, as Brad was saying, there are projects that you can come in and sit down for a minute or poke your head in. You know, nothing here is more than 15 or 20 minutes long. There's a lot of really fun projects. I think we had seen an image of a great piece by a duo, Hannah Jickling and Valerie Selez, who did this great piece called "I'd Rather Be Snow Shoveling," which I think people in this area can totally understand.
Yes, I can.
And they did all these performances of, you know, making art with snow. So videos like that. We have other artists, an artist, Dick Averns, who's going to be wandering around town with a sign that says Ambivalence Boulevard and doing a performance and also showing a video. So there's definitely something for everyone. You don't have to be a regular museum goer, but this can be an introduction to you of this sort of whole other world of video art.
I think it's also important to say that this is really possible because of a lot of grassroots efforts. This isn't coming from a large institution. It's volunteers, donations. A lot of the local businesses in Greenfield contribute resources too. So we're able to create a world-class exhibition really from the sweat equity of a lot of different people who are now very committed to see this happen.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm so happy that you've decided to come and share the festival with us. I appreciate having the both of you here today. It was a pleasure.
And so from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. tomorrow night and Saturday night, Greenfield, downtown.
It's the place to be.
It's the place to be.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
New York, Paris, Greenfield.
And if you like what you see there, we forgot to mention, it's all Canadian artists. So we're sort of bringing our neighbors to the north. So if you like what you see there, go see more of them at Mass MoCA until April 6th.